Hello, welcome to Team 33 Live at the Sports Summit. I'm Richard Chambers, joined of course by my co-host Raf Diallo. That's Henk Ten Cate. Henk, my friend here, Raf, is our tactical expert. He's been willing to pick your brain for quite a while now. I'm going to let him start us off there.
Actually, let's start at the beginning. I find a certain aspect of your career very, very interesting. You came to the Dutch school, obviously, but you also went to do placement in AC Milan. What did you learn there? What were the big differences you noticed between Dutch football and Italian football?
Well, there's a huge difference. But back then, it was the AC Milan which was conquering the world with some distinguished football. Through Arrigo Sacchi, later taken over by Fabio Capello. Sacchi introduced a new system with like a semi-pressing system, and because there were three Dutch players over there, Gullit van Basten Rijkaard, I went there and had a look and compared it to the Dutch school. And what you have to do if you want to be successful in coaching is that you have to compare different styles and see what fits you and all your players the best. And that's how I enlarged my knowledge of international football.
And kind of looking through, the Dutch school, it's obviously Barcelona is heavily influenced by it. Also Milan to an extent because they have many Dutch players at one time as well. Is it coincidence that the current a lot of the top managers in the world now actually came through either Barcelona, Milan, or Ajax around that time? We're talking about Guardiola, even Mourinho, who has a completely different style.
Well, first of all, I think the Barcelona style was introduced by Johan Cruyff, and with Rinus Michels, who was the national team coach in 1974. He joined Barcelona together with Cruyff, and they changed the style of football over there. But more than the style of football, they changed the mentality of the players. Coming from a small country like Holland, and if you want to be successful, you have to do something different than the rest. And one of the most important things, I think, in Dutch football is our awareness of the game and not being cocky, but...
Of course, Dutch never renowned for that in footballing sense, you know?
Not being cocky, but like showing what you can and not being afraid to perform.
That confidence, that sort of confidence of play.
Yeah, and this is what we build up. We build up a lot of confidence with the young kids already. And one of the main issues in Dutch football is that kids, as of 6 years old, start playing competition football for a club. We have 16 million inhabitants in Holland, and there's more than 1 million registered football players, which is a lot.
And speaking, I know you just mentioned young kids starting out. Barcelona obviously have a class academy, but if we take you back to 2016, which won the Champions League, you played a massive role in that. What was the approach there?
The approach was, first of all, constructing a new team. Barcelona came out of a very bad spell, with not winning nothing and in the past years. And the previous year they finished 6th in the table, which for a club of Barcelona in Spain is of course not good enough. So we had to rebuild the team, and rebuilding the team is one, but signing the players is two. And it has to be the other way around because the players make the team.
Let's ask about, when you see teams today, the teams you've been associated were renowned as tactically innovative. Who do you see leading that sort of new innovation? Who's breaking new ground when it comes to tactical approaches to football now? Who's really innovating?
Who's innovating? I think football is played to please the public. Football players are like actors. If you go to a movie and the movie's bad, you walk out of the cinema. And if you go to a game, you want to see something, you want to see action. So that's why I think that people who promote offensive football, the clubs who promote offensive football, like Ajax, and also of course Barcelona, I think, and now Real Madrid nowadays, especially the last 2 seasons, I think those clubs are very influential in nowadays football.
And when you look at the approaches to each of those teams you mentioned, it seems that attacking football is based. You traditionally associate attacking football with strikers scoring loads of goals. Nowadays, when you think of attacking football, you think of wingers like Ronaldo, Messi, Marco Reus in Borussia Dortmund, Ian Robben, Thomas Müller. You think of players, wide players, even Ian Robben, of course, the Dutch example, that wide players are now the most prolific of players. What do you think's led to that?
I think what is very important in this is that when you play an opponent with two central defenders, 9 out of 10 times the central defenders are not the best players in the team. They are defending. They're not creative, they are destructive players. And destructive in the good sense of the word. Meaning that if they don't play against a direct opponent, a lot of them don't know what to do. And when you have players playing from outside in, they don't have the feeling of the spaces they are in, the defenders, the central defenders. And this is how you try to create space, because in modern football the spaces are getting narrower and narrower. The one team has the ball and the other one is defending on his own half. A lot of teams parking the bus in front of their 16-yard box or 18-yard box. 18-yard box. We call 16 meters.
16 meters, of course, yeah.
18-yard box. So it's very difficult to find spaces to play in. And there comes the smaller, more agile players who can take on man one against one. And those are now the players who are more important than, for instance, the center forward, who in the old days was the key player. Was the key player. Put the ball in the box and the center forward will go for it. And but because the box is now so crowded and so many legs in there, so it's very hard to find spaces. And that's why now the wingers are very important.
Speaking of parking buses, we had Chelsea Liverpool last season where Brendan Rodgers, after that game, claimed that Mourinho parked not one but two buses. You would have worked with him at Chelsea when he was member of Avram Gant's backing team. What did you Did you see?
Brendan was influenced a lot by the Dutch school.
Really?
Yeah, I spoke a lot with Brendan about the Dutch kind of football and the Barcelona way of football. And I'm very glad to see that he's doing very well and that he's trying to let this team play offensive football. I think this is what football is made for, to entertain people. And what is more entertaining than seeing a team attacking and scoring goals? This is the most entertaining part of the football. And I know there are more ways that leads to Rome. This is a Dutch expression. Trying to say that there are more ways to get a result. But for me, result and to play nice attacking football, I say this in the same manner, same way. For me, those two things are like my left and my right foot.
Well, that's all we have time for here on Team 30. I'd like to thank Henk, of course. It's been an honour to have to pick your brain on these tactical matters. We'll have more on newstalk.com.